After years, Princess Diana's dance teacher revealed what everyone's always suspected. Allan was Princess Diana's dance teacher for nearly a decade, and she's finally telling the world what really went on behind closed doors. After years of silence, her trusted dance teacher is revealing intimate details Princess Diana shared only in the privy of her dance lessons. These weren't just casual conversations. Princess Diana opened up about everything, from her struggles with bulimia and her strained marriage to her heartbreak over King Charles' affair with Camilla. Imagine being there as Princess Diana rehearsed a surprise dance to Uptown Girl, hoping to impress King Charles, only to be met with disappointment. Or hearing how she tried to keep her family together, even when she felt completely isolated within the royal family. What did Princess Diana reveal during those sessions that no one else knows? What secret stories have been buried all this time? In this video, we're counting down the raw, honest confessions of a woman who longed for love and freedom. Number 1. Beginning of dance lessons. Not long after her fairy tale wedding in 1981, Princess Diana turned to something that had always brought her a sense of joy and normalcy: dance. Allan recalls how Princess Diana reached out wanting private dance lessons to help her escape from the daunting pressures of her new life as a royal. For Princess Diana, dance represented freedom. It was something she could control, unlike her rapidly shifting life after joining the royal family. Allan described how Princess Diana would sneak away to take these lessons, cherishing the privacy and emotional release they provided. It wasn't just about the choreography. It was about Princess Diana finding a space so she could express herself without judgment or scrutiny. This decision to pursue her passion, even amidst intense public expectations, set the stage for a unique bond between Princess Diana and Allan, one filled with vulnerability, resilience, and deep understanding. Allan knew from the beginning that these lessons meant much more to Princess Diana than just learning to dance. Number 2. Pregnancy announcement. During one of their early sessions, Princess Diana made a deeply personal revelation. She was pregnant with Prince William. This news hadn't been shared publicly yet, but Princess Diana felt close enough to Allan to confide in her. Allan remembers the excitement and nervousness in Princess Diana's voice. She wanted to continue her dance lessons, as long as her pregnancy allowed. Driven by a determination to hold on to her identity, despite all the changes happening around her. For Princess Diana, dancing was not just an activity. It was a reminder of who she was beyond the crowd and beyond her duties. Allan describes how Princess Diana often spoke about balancing her roles as a soon-to-be mother, a wife, and a princess, and how she was determined not to lose herself in the process. The pregnancy announcement was a pivotal moment, showcasing Princess Diana's vulnerability, but also her commitment to maintaining something that was just for her, even in the face of impending motherhood. Number 3. Postpartum dedication. The birth of Prince William brought immense joy to Princess Diana, but it also brought new challenges. Despite the exhaustion of new motherhood, Princess Diana returned to dance lessons as soon as she could. Allan recounts how Princess Diana would arrive at their sessions with stories of sleepless nights and tender moments with her new baby. These dance lessons became her sanctuary, a place where she could step away from the overwhelming responsibilities of being a mother and a royal. Allan recalls Princess Diana's dedication. Even when she was tired, she showed up, ready to move and find some sense of release. Princess Diana's commitment to dance was a testament to her desire to maintain a balance between her royal duties, her new role as a mother, and her personal passion. It was also an act of defiance, a quiet rebellion against the expectation that she had to sacrifice everything for her new role. In those moments, Princess Diana was just herself, moving freely and without constraint. Number 4. Struggles with bulimia. One of the most heartbreaking moments that Allan shares in her memoir is when Princess Diana opened up about her struggles with bulimia, the pressures of royal life, the intense media scrutiny, and the demands of being the perfect princess had driven Princess Diana into a cycle of self-doubt and unhealthy coping mechanisms. Allan remembers how Princess Diana spoke about the pain she felt, the sense of not being enough, and how bulimia became a way for her to deal with the overwhelming emotions she couldn't escape. Dance, in many ways, became a healthier outlet for Princess Diana, a way to channel her emotions into something expressive rather than destructive. Allan describes how she could see the weight Princess Diana carried, not just physically, but emotionally. These moments in the dance studio were often raw, with Princess Diana using movement to release some of the pain she couldn't voice. It was a silent cry for help, and dance became her way of regaining some control over her life. Number 5. Marital strain. Anne Allan was one of the few people Princess Diana confided in about her struggles with King Charles. During their dance lessons, Princess Diana would often share her feelings of inadequacy, how she felt like she could never do anything right in her marriage. Allan recalls Princess Diana lamenting about how nothing she did seemed to please King Charles. She would try her best to conform to what was expected of her, but it never seemed to be enough. These conversations highlighted the emotional turmoil that Princess Diana was facing behind the closed doors of the palace. Allan describes how during their lessons, Princess Diana would sometimes move with an intensity that spoke volumes about her frustration and heartbreak. The dance studio became a place where she could let her guard down, where the mask of the perfect princess could slip, and where she could express the pain of a marriage that was not the fairy tale the world believed it to be. It was in these moments that Allan truly understood the depth of Princess Diana's struggles. Number 6. Awareness of infidelity. One of the most poignant revelations from Anne Allan's memoir is Princess Diana's awareness of King Charles' affair with Camilla Parker Bowles. Allan recalls how Princess Diana confided in her about the affair, questioning why she wasn't enough for her husband. It was clear that Princess Diana was deeply hurt, and Allan could see how this knowledge weighed heavily on her. The dance lessons became a place where Princess Diana could process her emotions, a safe space where she could express her anger, her sadness, and her confusion through movement. Allan remembers how Princess Diana would sometimes dance with a fierceness that seemed to stem from her desire to prove herself, to show that she was enough. The knowledge of the affair was a constant source of pain for Princess Diana, and it was during these private moments in the dance studio that she allowed herself to be vulnerable, to express the hurt that she had to hide from the rest of the world. Number 7. Desire for affection. Throughout her dance lessons with Anne Allan, Princess Diana often spoke about her deep yearning for love and affection. She felt isolated in her marriage with King Charles, being emotionally distant and often preoccupied. Allan recalls how Princess Diana would express her longing for a simple, loving relationship, something that felt genuine and unconditional. The dance studio became a place where Princess Diana could experience some semblance of that affection, even if it was just through the supportive presence of her dance teacher. Allan describes how Princess Diana would sometimes break down in tears, overwhelmed by the loneliness she felt in her marriage. These moments were raw and heartbreaking, revealing just how much Princess Diana craved a connection that she wasn't getting from her husband. Dance, for Princess Diana, became a way to feel something, to feel alive, to feel connected, and to feel loved, even if it was just in the form of the music and movement she cherished so deeply. Number 8. Confrontation with Camilla. In one of the most candid moments shared by Anne Allan, Princess Diana recounted how she confronted Camilla Parker Bowles about her affair with King Charles. It was a bold move, one that spoke to Princess Diana's strength and determination to fight for her marriage. Allan remembers how Princess Diana described the confrontation, how she told Camilla that she knew what was going on and that she wasn't going to pretend otherwise. This moment was significant for Princess Diana. It was a rare instance where she took control of a situation that had caused her so much pain. Allan recalls how Princess Diana's recounting of the confrontation was filled with a mix of sadness and empowerment. It was clear that while the confrontation didn't change anything, it was important for Princess Diana to voice her truth, to stand up for herself in a situation where she often felt powerless. This moment was a turning point for Princess Diana, one that showed her resilience and her refusal to be silenced. Number 9. Emotional breakdowns. Anne Allan shares that during their lessons, Princess Diana would occasionally have emotional breakdowns. The weight of her responsibilities, the strain of her marriage, and the constant public scrutiny would sometimes become too much to bear. Allan remembers how Princess Diana would suddenly stop dancing, overcome with emotion, and just cry. These breakdowns were a stark reminder of the immense pressure Princess Diana was under, pressure that most people couldn't even begin to understand. Allan describes how she would simply be there for Princess Diana in those moments, offering a listening ear and a supportive presence. The dance studio became a place where Princess Diana could let her guard down, where she didn't have to be the perfect princess, and where she could just be a human being struggling with very real, very painful emotions. These moments of vulnerability were a testament to Princess Diana's strength. Despite everything she was going through, she kept showing up, kept trying, and kept dancing. Number 10. Using dance as therapy. For Princess Diana, dance was more than just a hobby. It was a form of therapy. Allan describes how Princess Diana would use dance as an emotional outlet, a way to express the feelings she couldn't put into words. Whether it was joy, sadness, frustration, or anger, Princess Diana poured her emotions into her movements. Allan recalls how during their lessons, Princess Diana would often lose herself in the music, finding a sense of freedom that she couldn't find anywhere else in her life. Dance became a way for Princess Diana to cope with the overwhelming pressures of being a royal, a mother, and a wife. It was a form of escape, a way to reconnect with herself and find some peace amidst the chaos. Allan describes how she could see the transformation in Princess Diana when she danced, how the weight of her worry seemed to lift, even if just for a moment. Dance was Princess Diana's refuge, her way of finding solace in a world that often felt suffocating. Number 11. Surprise performance. One of the most memorable moments that Allan shares is when Princess Diana planned a surprise dance performance for King Charles' birthday. She chose the song Uptown Girl and worked tirelessly to perfect the routine, hoping to impress her husband and bring some joy to their relationship. Allan recalls how excited Princess Diana was about the performance, how she wanted to show King Charles a side to herself that was fun, lively, and full of love. The performance was meant to be a gesture of affection, a way to bridge the gap that had grown between them. However, Princess Diana was met with a lukewarm response from King Charles, which left her feeling deflated and unappreciated. Allan describes how hurt Princess Diana was by his reaction, how she had put her heart and soul into the performance, only to be met with indifference. This moment was a stark reminder of the emotional distance between Princess Diana and King Charles, and it left Princess Diana feeling even more isolated and alone. Number 12. Commitment to family. Despite the many challenges in her marriage, Princess Diana was deeply committed to keeping her family together for the sake of her sons, William and Harry. Allan recalls how Princess Diana often spoke about her love for her children and her determination to provide them with a stable and loving home. She wanted to shield them from the difficulties she was facing in her marriage and give them the childhood she never had. Allan describes how Princess Diana's devotion to her sons was evident in everything she did. Even during their dance lessons, Princess Diana would often share stories about her boys, her eyes lighting up with pride and love. It was clear that William and Harry were the center of her world, and they gave her the strength to keep going, even when things were tough. Allan remembers how, despite her own struggles, Princess Diana always put her children first, making sure they felt loved and supported, no matter what. Number 13. Feelings of isolation. Throughout her dance lessons, Princess Diana often spoke about the deep sense of isolation she felt within her marriage and her role as a royal. Allan recalls how Princess Diana would describe the loneliness of being in a relationship where her partner was emotionally distant and frequently absent. The palace, with all its grandeur, often felt like a gilded cage to Princess Diana, beautiful on the outside, but cold and isolating on the inside. Allan remembers how during their lessons, Princess Diana would sometimes dance with a desperation that spoke to her longing for connection and warmth. The dance studio became a place where Princess Diana could escape that isolation, even if just for a while. Allan describes how she would try to create an environment where Princess Diana felt seen and heard, where she could express her emotions without fear of judgment. These moments of connection were rare for Princess Diana, and they highlighted just how much she craved genuine human interaction and affection. Number 14. Efforts to please King Charles. Princess Diana made numerous attempts to please King Charles, often going out of her way to conform to his wishes and interests. Allan recalls how Princess Diana would talk about her efforts to understand King Charles' passions, to be the kind of wife she thought he wanted. She would attend events that interested him, try to engage in conversations about his hobbies, and even change aspects of herself to fit his expectations. Despite all her efforts, Princess Diana often felt that nothing she did was ever enough. Allan remembers how during their dance sessions, Princess Diana would sometimes express her frustration and sadness at feeling unappreciated. She wanted so desperately to make her marriage work, to be the partner that King Charles wanted, but it always seemed like an uphill battle. The dance studio became a place where Princess Diana could let go of those expectations, where she could just be herself without trying to fit into someone else's mold. Allan could see the toll that these unreciprocated efforts took on Princess Diana, and it was heartbreaking. Number 15. Impact of public scrutiny. The constant media attention and public expectations were a significant source of stress for Princess Diana. Allan recalls how Princess Diana would often talk about the pressure she felt to be perfect, to always look a certain way, act a certain way, and live up to the image that the public had of her. The scrutiny was relentless, and it left Princess Diana feeling like she could never truly be herself. Allan describes how during their dance lessons, Princess Diana would sometimes express her frustration at the way the media portrayed her, how they would twist her actions and words to fit a narrative that wasn't true. The dance studio became a place where Princess Diana could escape the prying eyes of the public, where she could let go of the pressure to be perfect and just move freely. Allan could see how much Princess Diana needed that release, how dance allowed her to reclaim a part of herself that the media had taken away. It was a small but important way for Princess Diana to find some peace amidst the chaos of her public life. Number 16. Desire for normalcy. One of the things that Princess Diana longed for most was a sense of normalcy. Allan recalls how Princess Diana would often talk about her desire to live a more ordinary life, to do things like go to the grocery store, take her boys to school, or just walk down the street without being followed by photographers. The royal lifestyle, with all its rules and expectations, often felt stifling to Princess Diana, and she craved the freedom that most people took for granted. Allan describes how, during their dance lessons, Princess Diana would sometimes lose herself in the music, finding a fleeting sense of that normalcy she longed for. In the dance studio, there were no cameras, no expectations, no rules, just Princess Diana and the freedom to move as she pleased. Allan could see how much those moments meant to Princess Diana, how they gave her a taste of the life she wished she could have. It was a reminder that despite everything, Princess Diana was just a woman who wanted to live and love freely, without the weight of the crown. Number 17. Lack of support. One of the most difficult aspects of Princess Diana's life as a royal was the lack of support she felt from the royal establishment. Allan recalls how Princess Diana would often speak about her struggles with mental health and how she felt that her cries for help were ignored. The royal family, with its stiff upper lip mentality, didn't know how to deal with Princess Diana's emotional struggles, and she was often left to cope on her own. Allan describes how during their dance lessons, Princess Diana would sometimes express her frustration at the lack of understanding and support she received. She felt isolated, like she was expected to just deal with her problems without any help. The dance studio became a place where Princess Diana could find some of the support she was missing, a place where she could talk openly about her struggles, and where Allan could offer her a listening ear. It was clear that Princess Diana needed more support than she was getting, and Allan could see how much it hurt her to feel so alone in her struggles. Number 18. Expressing emotions through dance. For Princess Diana, dance was a way to express the emotions she couldn't articulate elsewhere. Allan describes how Princess Diana would use movement to convey what she was feeling, whether it was joy, sadness, frustration, or longing. In the dance studio, Princess Diana didn't have to find the right words or put on a brave face. She could just move and let her body tell the story. Allan recalls how during their lessons, Princess Diana would sometimes dance with a raw intensity that spoke to the depth of her emotions. It was clear that dance was a form of therapy for Princess Diana, a way to release the feelings that she had to keep bottled up in her public life. Allan could see how much dance meant to Princess Diana, how it allowed her to reconnect with herself and find some sense of peace. It was a powerful reminder that despite everything she was going through, Princess Diana was still capable of finding beauty and joy in movement, of expressing herself in a way that was true and authentic. What do you think about these revelations? Do you believe that Princess Diana's dance lessons helped her cope with the pressures of royal life? We'd love to hear your thoughts, so be sure to leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others who might find it interesting, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth videos about the royal family. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!